Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. We've got a DIY Dollar Tree 8 St. Patrick's Day farmhouse redos. The first one we're going to do is we're going to decorate our sock gnome for St. Patrick's Day. We're going to make him festive. Now there are a lot of leprechauns out there. You basically make a sock gnome, you get some orange fur so he can have red hair. But I want to tell you that I have a very large, very Irish family and maybe two redheads. Um, and everybody's got white hair. It's crazy. So I thought my guy just looks like a little cute little leprechaun. So I took this long sock, and it was just a little too long. But I told you when I was shopping, if you guys have been around for a while, that they only had these really long socks. So I turned it inside out and I knotted it just where the heel was, and this way the knot was going to be on the inside. And then I have these little buttons that you can get at the Dollar Tree. The socks from the Dollar Tree. The sock gnome is from the Dollar Tree. And then I picked the Kiss Me I'm Irish button, because the other button that I originally chose was just a little too matchy with his hat, and it wouldn't really stand out. Now, this is a tradition in my family. My mother used to collect St. Patrick's Day buttons, and she'd wear them all on her green vest. And then as we all got older, we all got a chance to wear the green vest to school one year, and it was just lots of fun. So I wanted to make sure that he represented Mom. Now I've taken these little foam shamrocks that I got at the Dollar Tree, and I've stuck them on a toothpick or the little skewer that I have left over, and I shoved it in my little guy's arms, quote unquote arms. He's got no arms, but I stuffed it in the sock so that it would be sitting in like he was holding a little shamrock. And there he is. He's so super cute. This one was quick and easy because it was a redo. Now we're going to do a project we've did before. We're going to make a kitchen angel, but we're going to make it Irish. This one was shared with me, Sarah Jane from Chic on the Cheap. Hi, Sarah Jane. Thank you for sharing. She shared it. She said she knew I made the kitchen angel and how cute it was with green for St. Patrick's Day. And I'm actually going to make this for a gift. Though you can use it for St. Patrick's Day. I have a very Irish family, and a family member is going to be buying a new house soon, and I made this as a housewarming gift. So I have it stowed away. Don't tell anybody. So just like kitchen angels, we take the towel and you do an accordion fold. You just want to make sure that your first and last fold, the seams are towards the back. And then I've taken a little rubber band and I put it basically around her neck just to hold her in place. Now I've taken the pot holder, and originally I was going to do the front of the pot holder. This one says time, tea time, a time for tea. No, take the time. I don't know, but it's the word time like the seasoning. And it just was too many different shades of green for me. So what I did was I flipped it over and just used the dark green back. You want to make sure that the hanger for the pot holder becomes the hanger for the angel. All right. And then I've taken the dish rag. It's a 2-pack, and you get a 2-pack of pot holders, so you can actually make 2 kitchen angels for $4, which no, $3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, $4. So it ends up being very economical. You'll also need some scraps of ribbon. And we have a full instruction video on the channel, and I'm going to link it in the description box down below if you want to see a slower build of this. But I ended up using just scrap ribbons because I only had scraps of this color green, and I made it work. I put a little one ribbon around the pot holder, then I stuck one under the ribbon of the pot holder to hold the angel together. And then I also used rubber bands where I could. This is very helpful. Rubber bands are very helpful when you have arthritis or any kind of mobility issues, or dexterity issues is what I meant to say, because you can always cover the rubber bands and then remove them later. And that's what we're going to do here. So made sure that your pleats are still good on your hands, and you want to make like she's holding her hands. Okay. And then I tied the bow around it, or the ribbon around it. And again, that was a scrap ribbon. And then remove the rubber bands. And then fluff her head out. And then what I decided to do is take another scrap of the green and make a teeny tiny bow. And I'm going to glue this bow to the ribbon knot. I'll make sure I don't glue it to the towel, because the point of the kitchen angel is that you are supposed to be able to take it apart if you need to use the towels or the pot holders or the dish rags. Okay? And I just wanted to make her look cute. So then I also took 2 shamrock leaves that I had left over from this garland that I have, and every year it sheds some shamrocks, but they're so pretty that I've been saving them. So I just took 2 of them and I stuck them in her hand. That's just entirely optional. You could put a little bouquet of white flowers there if you want to. Would be cute as well. Also, if she was holding one of those little tiny whisks or something, would be cute. And there she is. That was fast. And now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to redo these two signs. So this is two projects. The first one I think I told you guys about is really not a project at all. What I've done is I've cut the insides off of both, and I wanted to make one just farmhouse. So I wanted to take the one that was farmhouse on the inside and match the farmhouse on the outside. Now these are hung on by ribbon, and the ribbon is really pretty and sheer, but I really wanted to add the farmhouse, so I took my green jute and I used it instead. So how I rehung it is I threaded the small shamrock insert. I flipped it over so that I can get better visualization of the spaces around there, and so that I can tie a knot in the back. And then while they were spaced evenly, I went ahead and I tied the knot. And then I added some more green jute to the top. What I actually did was I took the rest of the green jute from tying the shamrocks together, and I fed that through the hole after I created a loop on that, and then that's how I hung it. And I didn't do anything else to this one. We're going to embellish the other one, but I didn't do anything to this one. But if you like the embellishments for the next one, you can always add the embellishments to this. And we're going to embellish it with these carnations. This is just one bouquet of carnations from the Dollar Tree. I was challenged to not buy anything to do any of these DIYs, and I didn't. I mean, obviously I bought the signs in the beginning of the year before I was challenged, but otherwise everything else I had on hand. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make a little tiny 3-flower bouquet, and I'm going to stick it right to the sticker of the flowers. Because when you're challenged to use only what you got, the real reason is I don't want to waste a pretty piece of paper or a pretty piece of wood underneath flowers, and I didn't want to make this permanent to this shamrock. So what I did was I glued the three carnations to the sticker, and then added 2 of the leaves, just one on each side. And now I'm going to do almost the same thing for this that I did with the first one. What I really wanted to do for this one, though, was to use the ribbon that I didn't use in the first, that I got off of the first shamrock. So this way, this one was hung with 2 ribbons. Really pretty and a little like fancier because it's glittery and it's got a nice sheer ribbon hanging the 2 shamrocks together, plus a sheer ribbon hanging at the top. So now I was deciding where I wanted to put my flowers, and then I was like, you know what, let me put them on clothespins. I've got these mini clothespins that I had from the Dollar Tree, and I put them approximately where I wanted them to be. And then I went ahead and I added some glue and I stuck the sticker down. And then I started to play with some of these gold coins that came out of the bag with the gold foam shamrock that I put on the little gnome. And I just stuck them in a couple of places just to give it a little bit more zhuzh. And then that's it. I just hung it. And now you can see this is where it is. It's the original position. And then I moved it over so that you can kind of see that you can take that bouquet of flowers and you can rearrange it and put it anywhere. You can even put it on the other shamrock if you want to. So the possibilities are endless. Okay, so for the next one, we're going to take these foam shamrocks, these foam shamrocks that we've had for a couple of years since we did our St. Patrick's Day garland, as well as some of this ribbon from Walmart. I got it on clearance after autumn. We're going to make a banner. We're going to make 5 banners. We're going to make this one different shapes than the ones we normally make. We're going to make this one with a sort of square with a point on the bottom. Each one of these banner shapes has a name of their style, but I'm not going to go ahead and bore you with those details. But you'll see what I see in a second. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to make a pocket for our string. We just fold over about 1 inch or 2, and then we make sure I used the first one that I did as a guide for how much to fold over the rest, just so that they would be mostly even. Okay, and then I add just a strip of hot glue at the very edge. I fold it to crease it. I add the glue, and then I fold it back over, and that really does help to do the pre-creasing. Okay, now that I have all of them, I'm just going to take one, and I will fold it in half to create the peak on the bottom. You want to fold it in half so that when you cut the peak, it's even on both sides. It's so much easier that way. Okay, I'm going to take the shortest one because, again, you don't want to cut one longer and then have to go back and cut them all again because you have one that's too short. So I get the shortest one, fold it in half, make the peaks, and then use it as a template. You line up the folded edge at the top, and then you cut your peaks on both sides to match. And you do this with all 5 banners. Okay? Now we're going to just glue these shamrocks right on there. We're going to use 3 plain ones and 2 glittery ones because I wanted to show you guys what they look like together. But obviously you could do any shamrocks. The inspiration from this was Pinterest, and they actually had fabric shamrocks, and I really wanted to do that, but since I was challenged to not buy anything new and not everybody has toile and ticking laying around their house, I went ahead and I just used the foam shamrocks. Who am I kidding? It's easier than having to cut out all those shamrocks. But I just didn't make a template this time. I just went ahead and I glued one, and then I used it to eyeball to glue the other shamrocks. And I found it easier to leave the stems until after. So I held it by the stem. I added the glue to the 3 hearts, laid it down, and then glued the stem once it was cooled off. All right. And you want to make sure you do this on a mat because the burlap does have an open weave a little bit, and glue gets through the fabric. All right. And again, when you do it for all 5, then you line up your design. If you do pick a design that's different, like I did, you want to make sure you put them in order before you start stringing them so that you don't string them backwards. What we're doing is I'm taking a piece of cotton twine. I put a noose on the end. I fed it onto a pencil, which is one of my many methods for sewing. And I just fed the pencil through the channel that we created before. And this way, when you hang them, they're adjustable so you can make it to go to various different locations. And this one is finished, and I'm going to put this one behind my couch because I like a little banner behind my couch. And I think it looks really cute. I think I don't mind the glitter too much. It's not too much glitter, so I kind of like it. The next thing we're going to do is the only non-Dollar Tree one. This hat is from the Dollar General. Now, they do have hats at the Dollar Tree, but this one happened to be $1 from the Dollar General. And I was inspired by Pinterest. They had this like 10 non-tacky St. Patrick's Day decor items. And one of them was like a pillow that had a 4-leaf clover printed on it. And it was very like an abstract 4-leaf clover. Well, it turns out that I didn't want to do that. I started to, as you can see, I'm deconstructing the hat so I can use the felt. I'm also cutting the shamrock off the front because that's going to be the accent for the pillow. And then I'm just going to stick it to my burlap pillow that I got from burlapfabric.com because felt works very well. It sticks to lots of other fabrics without any adhesion. So felt will stick to felt. If you've ever had a felt board, you know what I'm talking about. Well, it sometimes will help stick to burlap as well, and that's one of the things that worked for me. So I wasn't going to make a permanent change to this pillow, but if you did want to, obviously you could glue it on to make a pillow cover, or you could pin it on. That would be cute as well. Take one of those cute little St. Patrick's Day pins and put it on there. But I didn't find it necessary, and nobody really sits on that pillow anyway. It's very decorative, or on that chair anyway, sort of a decorative chair. So originally you could see I had really long, skinny, heart shapes, and that was not working for me. So I went ahead and I trimmed them all down to make it something a little bit more, I don't know. I'm short and chubby. I think that the shamrock should be short and chubby. No, that's not why. I just didn't like it. The inspiration was there. The execution was not. So I've just overlapped the hearts a little bit. And then what I've done is I've taken a scrap of fabric and I've glued it on over all the intersections, basically. Just to give an extra level of security, I guess. All right. And then I end up moving my stem and messing that up, and because I wanted it to match that shamrock, and I probably should have thought of that before I put the shamrock together. So I put this whole shamrock together, and then I laid the little one in the middle as like, oh, that'd be cute if it was there. But then the little shamrock has a totally different shape than the one that I've created. So I've tried to mimic it the best I could by rearranging my shamrock and recutting my shamrock. I like the little shamrock. It didn't have a very even heart on the points. One of them was higher on each of the sides, which was really cute. And that's it. And then I just stuck it to my pillow. That's it. Just rub it on and it stays on there. No gluing, no nothing. And I just think it's a cute little accent to that cute little chair. So we're going to take more of these foam hearts, just one more, and we're going to use some of the floral moss. Reindeer moss would be fine, but you want it to be one of the green mosses, okay? And we're just going to cover this shamrock. I'm going to cover it on the glitter side. If I had thought about it ahead of time, I probably should have flipped it over, just so I wouldn't have to worry about so much coming through. But here's the thing: this glitter is darker than the foam. So I was thinking the darker background would be better, but then every once in a while you get like a hint of glitter, which it's not objectionable. But I'll show you how to cover it. You just want to like put good coverage on each of the hearts, and then use the foam to press foam down. Like to use the foam, grab a bunch of foam and then use it like you would for any of your hot hand tools to fold it down. And then once it's cooled off enough, then you go ahead, flip it over, or cut, we're going to trim it up to look like shamrock shape. I like to flip it over so I can see the shape. And I like to trim the edges before I trim the top. And then I have to go back and fill in. Now what I really wanted to do was to get the edges done. So what I did was I used the floral glitter, the floral moss glitter. And I used it just like glitter. So I added some glue and I dipped it into the big pile of debris on the bottom. And I did that around wherever I felt like I wanted to have an edge. And I just put it in a frame. So I have this frame, while I'm trimming it, I'll tell you, I have that cardboard frame with the magnet on the back. That is a piece of gray wood that says family. There it is with a pin on it. It's from the Dollar Tree. I just stuck it under the clothespin and took a piece of green ribbon. You can leave family if you want to, and I just took a green bow from burlapfabric.com and I glued it right there, and then I leaned it on my fireplace up against my big shamrock. And the last one is almost the same but different. I'm just going to take this glittery shamrock off of this sign without ruining the sign. I'm going to show you, if you want to not risk using the knife, you could cover it with burlap. Did you see that green burlap almost fits perfectly? Or you can get the thin burlap from the burlapfabric.com and just cover it 2 layers, like next to each other. But what I did was I took my craft blade and I slid it underneath and cut the paper away. And now we're going to cover this with moss as well. And I'm making this one a little bit tighter to the board than we did with the one that we hung up. So using the same techniques though, absolutely the same techniques. Just when I go to trim it, I trimmed it much flatter. All right. And I wanted it to be tight. So if it was a sign that hung up on my front door, then the wind wouldn't blow all the moss off. And all the birds wouldn't pick all the moss off and put it in their nests. So we're just going to use the same exact technique. You turn it over, trim it up. This would be cute if you had this sign and you wanted to use a shamrock shape. I really did like the shape of this shamrock to trace. Plus it's made out of chipboard. It's pretty hard. It's not like just cardboard. All right. And then once I have it trimmed all the way I want it, and this one I wasn't necessarily wanting to do the edges. It was glittery, so cover whatever glitter you can. All right. And clean up any holidays. Basically fill in wherever you have a space. A holiday is where my father used to say when we would paint, basically whenever you missed is like a holiday, like you were on vacation and you took away. And then we're just going to add it right back to where it was. In fact, I'm even matching up the paper to put it on its exact same angle. And I just think that adds to it, because this was a very farmhouse sign to begin with. For faux boards, real burlap and everything. So that's it. That, my friends, is all of the DIYs. I hope you really enjoyed this video. I hope it wasn't too fast for some of you, but I just thought I would throw out this last compilation St. Patrick's Day video. I've got one rainbow coming up, but then that's the last one, and then we're up to soda bread. I hope you really enjoyed this video. If you do, give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions at all, please leave them in the comments down below. Don't forget to share with friends and family, anybody you know might be interested in seeing any of these crafts or any of these ideas. And if you haven't yet, click subscribe, and when you do, a little bell will pop up. When you ring that bell, YouTube will let you know whenever I upload a new video. And as always, you take care. God bless, and we'll see you next time. Bye.